पक्का है ना? कंफर्म करने का जरूरत नहीं है ना?
लोअर 6 जी का ऋषि का अपर लोअर 1340 और विया का लोअर खाली 7
चलो, who's there? डॉक्टर दीपाली, डॉक्टर आयशा, क्या है? कोई और है? यस, एम आई ऑडिबल?
Yes, sir.
परफेक्ट। चलो, आई थिंक either of you two, I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
चलो, तो any one of y'all who is tad bit interested in ortho?
Yes, sir.
ये दोनों
Yes,
दोनों
sir,
में
yes,
से
sir.
किसी को इंटरेस्ट नहीं है ऑर्थो में? Like for example, Prachi, my wife, she hates it.
Okay.
तू कर. So I have 3 cases whose models I have to put for planning. So let me show you the case. Okay. Just for an idea, see what we started with. ये कैसे जाएगा यहां से? हाँ, हटा दो. दिख रहा है ना? You all can see, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So one
So
question that,
you should only know
pardon me?
this one. Okay, got it, sir. Yes, yes. Clear my doubt. Yes.
अच्छा, मुझे डाउट नहीं समझा, पर तुम्हारा क्लियर हो गया तो मैं खुश हूँ.
हाँ, समझ गया, sir. I
हाँ,
was
हाँ.
asking, is this a 3 shape or something?
Oh yes, yes. This is 3Shape Ortho Studio. This is a separate software available like this. जैसे ये Unite था. This is called 3Shape Ortho System. यहाँ
हाँ. Okay. So this is a different software.
completely different software. ऐसे.
Okay.
Okay. So now you imagine how many of the dentists today are going to think that they can handle this case with aligners. So the biggest problem right now with aligners is we as dentist, we only do not have faith कि वो प्लास्टिक की शीट इतना काम कर सकती है. See the upper, okay? And this was scanned 3 months back, okay? 3 months back. This is the upper.
Okay.
And this is the lower. We extracted one premolar, and now we are moving this canine into that space, and we are going to then move all the incisors into that space and then derotate this canine, all with aligners. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So in my phase 2, actually, if you guys are interested, if you're not interested, you tell me, I will skip to printing.
No,
Follow?
sir, please continue.
Okay. So just for, because there are 2 phases or 3 phases into this phase. So the current phase or the current place where we are, where the canine has moved now, and now we are only moving the incisor in this phase. So there is selective retraction or selective, movement that is happening. And the
Right.
patient is of course given a cross elastic from a button, metal button over here. And the first 2 phases had a teardrop notch into the aligner, so that there is a class 3 type of force on the entire lower arch. And now
Okay.
I have moved that to a button on the canine because I want to specifically focus on only retracting the canine now. So I am on phase 2.2 now. So this is my, let me deselect this. This was my default when I started this phase. Then after our first phase, we achieved this only selective retraction of canines. After about 7 aligners, then because everything was tracking very well, we went ahead with the same sub setup, and in 13 aligners, now we intend to achieve this. Only only the movement of canine and only the movement of lateral incisor. That's it.
Okay.
After this, I will rescan the case, and then I will let this be like a selective anchorage and only move these incisors. By moving these incisors, I will then create space for my this canine to correct and derotate from the crowding. And if you notice the upper, for the upper right now, we have taken a break. We are not doing anything because it's a fairly decent result. Can you appreciate?
Yes. Yes, yes.
From what we
No
started.
crowding.
It's almost like a fairly decent result. So this is the current scenario of our case. And honestly speaking, this is what we started with upper. So this has not come only with aligners. This has come with a few buttons done, or like a button here, 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 and a button here, and a button here, like this. Couple of buttons without starting any aligners, and these 2 premolars were torqued and got to this level.
Okay.
See, so you make the buttons by applying a couple or a torque, do the heavy lifting for you, get these 2 premolars as decently parallel as possible. See, from here to here. And if you see the date, 14/9/2023, and this is January. So 3 months. In 3 months, we are able to correct this to this level. And this, unfortunately, the patient was not comfortable with the button. I have a case currently, uska nahi hai printing, unfortunately, but where I have given a lower lingual button to completely correct a jumped upper 7, where the upper and the lower molar 7s are in scissor bite. So there is a simple button over here and there is a buckle button over here, and the patient wears cross elastic from there to there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go to printing of aligners. No, everything is exported.
Okay.
So in future, one more, कौन है? Dr. Dipali है ना? Dr. Dipali, for you as a
Yes, sir.
separate vertical, one more option can be क्या मालूम है? Like you can start aligner services. See, 3D printer तो है, ठीक है?
Yes.
आपके पास जो हमारे पास नहीं है, आपके पास है clientele. You have people who want to seek service, and you are in an
Right.
industry of providing service. ठीक है? So all the other parameters you have, what you can eventually do is, if you don't have the background of ortho, you can try and develop it over a period of time. But जब तक वो नहीं होता, if you still wish, you can actually still provide aligners as an option where you outsource only one thing. Instead of investing into a 2.5 lakh software and learning ortho, you outsource, जैसे आप अभी करते थे अपना zygoма, you outsource the planning,
Right.
and this is what you achieve. After receiving
Right.
this from the planning, what you have to do is just print, which should be 15 to 20 rupees, and then thermoform, which should be about 200 rupees, and then trim it, pack it, brand it, and give it to the dentist around you.
Yes.
तो डील ब्रेकर क्या कहाँ आना चाहिए? जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे लिए डील ब्रेकर क्या होता है? अगर आज मैंने डिसाइड किया मुझे अलाइनर बनाने हैं, तो जैसे कि मैंने अभी रात को डिसाइड किया, तो कल दोपहर को मेरे अलाइनर्स रेडी होंगे, क्योंकि वो सूख जाएंगे 2 घंटे की प्रिंटिंग के लिए, और वो दोपहर को रेडी हो जाएंगे. So what you should be tapping and marketing is speed.
Right. Right. Yes.
Okay, let's
Yes.
search for, कहाँ है भाई? phase 2. Where is my phase 2? Okay, let's go to jail Gangar, phase 2 models, phase 2.2. I have to print lower 6, lower model 6, because when we were printing her first 8 models, the 6th model had failed for some reason. And we will see why it had failed at that point of time. Okay, abhi side by side, let's go to settings, 4K. This is the resin that I'm going to print in. Mandibular model. Drag drop. Now there is a concept called, double click, flattened by face. Can you appreciate this green?
Okay. Yes, sir.
This green, that
Yes,
is making full contact. But kaisa hai, if you notice, the surface area is very less to support the model. So what we will do is, we will push this inside the build plate.
Okay.
अब ये जो भी पिंक में है वो सब नहीं प्रिंट होगा,
Okay.
इसका जो फ्लैट सरफेस है ना, वो पूरा फ्लैट सरफेस प्रिंट होगा. Okay, so this is my first model. I will turn it like this, but I will never print it vertically because I am going to lose accuracy if I print it vertically like this. ऐसा नहीं है कि print नहीं होगा, print होगा, but accuracy compromised होगा. Okay, so my next model is Rishi. This is for another dentist that I have made. So only thing I do is I only print the models and make aligners for him, and I just charge for the aligners. I have just done the planning and printing. The packaging and everything is branded with that dentist.
Okay.
So this is something that you can try and adopt. So I have to
Yes.
print the upper and lower. मैं फिर एक काम करो ना, ये दिखाओ, डॉक्टर नेमिक का एक थैली दिखाओ, 13 and 14, डॉक्टर नेमिक का एक थैली दिखाओ अलाइनर का. Okay, so let me turn on my camera. कहाँ हूं मैं, दिख रहा हूं कहीं पे?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
मैंने मिनिमाइज किया हुआ है तो मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है. अच्छा, मेरा कल इनविजिलाइन का ये था तो इनविजिलाइन का ही ये भी है. हाँ, लाओ
Background.
एक लगा के दो, लाइट भी कर लो. ठीक है, तब तक इसको अलाइन करते हैं. नाउ कैन यू नोटिस दैट, सी, लो, अरे यार ये अजीब सा है.
Sir.
I'll remove, like I'll get blur my
Sir.
Yes.
Come, sir.
This is
ये
the
निकाल.
packaging na. Package.
हाँ, now can you appreciate
Yes, yes.
this clinic
Yes,
name is
package.
32 dental care.
Yes.
So this is how we package it. अब उसका नाम customized patient का आएगा and that's how it will go.
Got it.
Okay.
So what happens is that in this case, I'm specifically talking, Dr. Deepika, from your business perspective. That in this case,
Yes, sir.
the biggest advantage the dentist gets, अब उनकी branding हो रही है. ये aligners है डॉक्टर दीपिका's dental clinic, डॉक्टर आयशा डेंटल क्लिनिक के, डॉक्टर मयंक्स डेंटल
Yes.
क्लिनिक. तो
Yes.
अपने को क्या करना है, अपने को उनके स्टिकर बनाने हैं. ठीक है, विच इज अ नॉर्मल. वो स्टिकर को अच्छे से थोड़ा बहुत बनाओ. आपके पास स्केलेबिलिटी है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आई विल लुक एट द चीपेस्ट ऑप्शन बिकॉज मेरे पास स्केलेबिलिटी नहीं है और ना कि मुझे स्केल करना है उसको. आई डोंट वांट टू
Right.
मेक लाइक अ पब्लिक मॉडल, आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. ऐसे तो ऐसा है कि यू विल स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन थिंग्स और बाइंग सर्टन थिंग्स, बाइंग सर्टन प्रिंटर्स, नॉर्मल प्रिंटिंग वाले जो अच्छे से वो लेबल भी प्रिंट कर पाए, समथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है, so I will
Yes.
turn off the camera. Let's
Yes, sir.
take the video away and let's go ahead. So can you appreciate, अगर किसी मॉडल को ऐसे डाला तो खत्म है, कुछ प्रिंट नहीं होना है और पूरा छन्ना पड़ा. हाँ, so you double click, flatten by face, go here, flatten by face, go here, flatten by face, go here, flatten by face, go here. ठीक है, अब इनको अलाइन करेंगे. तो I like to always align lower with lower, upper with upper, because उनके एंगल सेम रहते हैं. बाकी कोई रीजन नहीं है. You can align it however you wish to. It's just that it's easier that way because they share same angle, so they fit much better.
Okay.
ठीक है, let's go down and see. Everything is green and perfect. Looks good. I will decide whether I want to shove this model inside. नहीं, because वो मोलर कट जाएगा मेरा और इसको है वैसे कॉन्टैक्ट एरिया. इफ आई वांट नो, ठीक है, बेटर हो गया ना.
So this green area will print now.
Green
Green
क्या?
thing.
हाँ,
Green वो दिख रहा है वो print होके आएगा ना.
हाँ, ग्रीन प्रिंट हो गया आएगा. यस, ग्रीन इज योर बेस, करंटली बेस. अर्चना, श्रुति,
Okay.
सब कुछ ले लो अंदर और वो पैक करके निकलो. मैं बंद करके जा. आप लोग निकलो. एक्चुअली मुझे 8 नहीं 7 ही प्रिंट करना है तो आराम से आ जाएंगे सबके सब. कहाँ पे? मेरे को इधर दे दो ना. नहीं, मेरे बैग में डाल दो.
And this is with 4K.
दिस इज व्हाट? दिस इज विथ 4K. दिस इज विथ सोनिक मिनी 4.
This is with 4K ना sir.
यस, सोनिक.
4K.
Yes. Okay.
अगर 8K रहता तो मेरी माई बिल्ड प्लेट बिकम्स इवन बिगर. I can actually probably print more than 10 models in one go. In fact, with my this thing, with my 4K also I have printed 10 models. देखो तो एक बार कोई आया क्या? And last is here lower 7 and 8. Okay, let's go one step up. Also data here. This is the highest of what I have attempted up till now. This case here वाला जो case है मेरा. Once I will add over here, then if you all are keen, if we have time still in the meeting, then I will show you what we have achieved in that case up till now. So 2 point here का कौन सा है? 2.1 है ना? ठीक है. Lower 7 or 8. हाँ नहीं वो तो G का 2.2. This 1.1 and 2.1.2, 2.1, these are all phases. When you start doing phase treatment, बारिश आ रही? अरे हद हो गई?
Yeah, I will ask.
बोलो. Okay, so we get this. The most critical part is after this. So if you notice in this case, because we are distalizing the molars, literally distalizing it, that is why it's coming out from here, and that is why we don't have a flat surface. So I will select this, I will select the other one, and I will move it into the Z axis like this. Even if I have to compromise the molar a little bit, I am okay. Why? Because in this stage, my retention of my aligner does not come from my molar. Okay, in this. Okay, so now comes the most important part. You select all and you go to supports. Now,
Okay.
if you do auto support, no, it will randomly add support everywhere, which is not necessary, and it will इसका support जाके touch हो जाएगा इसको, and so on and so forth. अरे यार वो डेमो दिखाया था ना मैंने तुम लोग को, अब भरपाई पड़ेगी मुझे. So this Z lift height should be 0. डॉक्टर दीपाली आवाज कट गई, नहीं समझा.
ये इंटरकनेक्टेड है ना सर, सारे मॉडल्स जो प्रिंट के लिए हमने रखे?
नहीं, सब अलग है. देखो.
नहीं, it's different patient.
हाँ, सब डिफरेंट.
नो
क्या पूछ रहे हो?
नो, ये सब अलग है, पर अभी इसको कुछ सपोर्ट की जरूरत नहीं है, जैसे हम वहाँ पे
नहीं, सपोर्ट ही करने जा रहे
सपोर्ट
हैं ना अभी.
देते हैं.
Now the next and the most critical part is
Okay,
support. But the problem is because I showed you all a demo, तो मेरी native setting जो है वो
हाँ.
change. So I will have to
Okay.
redo a few things. In this addition of support, no, आपको Z axis को 0 रखना है. I will explain to you why. Okay, now select all and go to support. अभी ये Z lift height should be 0. क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने उसको बिल्ड प्लेट पे अपने हिसाब से सेट किया हुआ है. I don't want to change that. I want my models to stay where they are and they should not change. So one more model I'm not happy, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to deselect the select all and I'm going to push this model in.
Okay.
जिसको हम पहले किया था पर इस टाइम में भूल गए. ये ठीक है. Okay, now select all and go to supports again. So printing models for aligners, if you want to print vertically, तो थोड़ी मेहनत होती है. मतलब when I am doing it, I don't take so much time because टक 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 it's just steps. Because I was explaining things, तो हिसाब से थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, but it's still a little bit of efforts. Okay, so now you're supposed to add, if you have any incisors which are really 90 degrees and not proclined, then you should add some supports to it. And randomly add manual supports like this. This is done because if you don't add this, ऐसा नहीं है कि मॉडल प्रिंट नहीं होगा, मॉडल प्रिंट होगा और आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा वेदर एक्यूरेट है कि नहीं, फेल नहीं होगा. आई हैव like done quite a few cases in my earlier days when I lacked this knowledge about its accuracy and about the whys of it. So I used to print it vertically like this और अच्छे से print होते थे, कोई मॉडल फेल नहीं होता था. But then I realized that this is something that you do for your peace of mind and this is supported by theory. Okay, when you add this, the supports over here will now compensate for the z-axis problems. Can someone tell me इसको क्यों पिंक नहीं है यार? सबको पिंक थे, इनको क्यों पिंक नहीं है? अब देखो एंगल में फर्क दिख रहा है.
सब चेंज हो गया ना, टूथ मूवमेंट होने वाला है तो शायद
नहीं, इसका एंगल ऐसे है, ये वर्टिकल है, ये एंगल ऐसे है. दिस इज व्हाट आई मेंट कि जैसे ही आप चीजों को 40-45 डिग्री तरफ लेके जाते हो, चीजें अनसपोर्टेड रहनी कम हो जाती है. तो इसमें द सॉफ्टवेयर रिकॉग्नाइजेस कि एक्चुअली कुछ भी ज्यादा कर अनसपोर्टेड है ही नहीं, सब कुछ सेल्फ सपोर्टेड है. जैसे कि ये इंसाइजर्स आर मच बेटर देन ये इंसाइजर्स, ये बहुत ही अनसपोर्टेड है. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to just re-verify. Oh. So something went wrong. So I'm going to go to this model and this model. Somehow they got lifted. So इनको वापस लेके जाता हूँ. एक सेकंड. हाँ मम्मी, ले ली तुझे, बहुत है. हाँ ले ली तुझे. हाँ बाय. पनीर लेके आना है आज मुझे. हाँ.
Okay. Paneer is for dinner.
यस.
Okay.
पनीर लेके जाना है. पहला कॉल था बीच में जब ही था तभी वो लाने के लिए, और दूसरा कॉल से रिमाइंडर.
मैंने अभी पनीर चीज पराठा बनाया है सर.
देखो.
Great. So it's paneer day today for both of you.
Yes.
So I'm going to flatten my face and see whether I can do something. Nahi, I cannot do anything. So I'm going to get it. No, I want to get it to this angle. So I find this. अच्छा, दोनों selected है. ठीक है. अब सिर्फ इसको सिलेक्ट करते हैं, डबल क्लिक, ग्रीन बार पे आते हैं और इसको ऐसे लेके जाते हैं. अब इन दोनों को सिलेक्ट करते हैं, मूव इनटू जेड एक्सिस. यहाँ पे इट्स नॉट मेकिंग अ कॉन्टैक्ट. सो वन मोर. एक्चुअली इधर बहुत ज्यादा चले गया है, इधर कम चले गया है. सो इसको एक काम करते हैं, डबल क्लिक. See, how do you notice you want to go left? Double click the red one. You can just use fine tune settings from here. See?
Okay.
अब इन दोनों को
Yes.
सिलेक्ट रख के सिर्फ इन दोनों के लिए सपोर्ट में घुसेंगे और 2-4 सपोर्ट ऐड कर देते हैं. Just for peace of mind. Then you come out, verify everything. Either everything has to be red or everything has to be green. It can't
Okay.
be the model color. Bas, that's the basic rule.
Okay.
Can you see now how well supported it is? तो जब ये प्रिंट होके
Yes.
आएंगे, एक स्नैप करके इसको वो करेंगे और पूरा डिटैच हो जाएगा. And we are able to right now fit about 7 models. Actually इसको मैं अच्छे से बैठा हूँ, आराम से 8 models is what we print every time, every day. But since my order had only 7 models right now. That is the only reason we are printing only 7 models.
Okay.
So 1 hour 50 minutes and 7 models. Approximate cost less than 100 rupees.
Great.
So click save, and I would call it Jill Rishi Hia 11 dash 10 dash 24, or just for my reference what am I printing. Chalo, very good. The meeting is also going to end in 10 minutes and we have finished right on time. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये मैंने ऐसे ही चालू किया, मैं भूल गया रिकॉर्डिंग चालू करना, तो जिनका मिस हुआ ये उनका मिस हो गया. हाँ,
Okay.
क्योंकि मुझे याद नहीं आया कि रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन करो.
Yeah.
ओके, सो इज दिस पार्ट क्लियर?
Yes.
आई ज्यादा करके ऐसे आपको करने की बारी नहीं आई होगी शायद, बिकॉज इतना
But
मास
this is interesting.
मॉडल प्रोडक्शन
Hmm.
नहीं पड़ता होगा. बट द सेम लॉजिक विल अप्लाई व्हेन यू विल स्टार्ट डूइंग मास प्रोडक्शन फॉर गाइड्स. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू आर डूइंग मल्टीपल गाइड्स, दिस इज हाउ you will take up.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
नहीं? चलो एक लास्ट दिस थिंग. अच्छा नहीं, पहले वाला स्कैन हाँ यहीं पे है शायद. सी दिस इज द केस, फुल क्लास 3,
Oh.
क्रॉस बाइट. यहाँ पे इट्स प्रॉपर क्लास 3 है ना. So our
Yes.
plan
Yes.
is, she's 17 years old and she's not happy with her face primarily. The way the way the mandible is and the way it happens, she's not happy with it. So we extracted the third molar on both the sides. She was 17 years old, so we got the germectomy done with third molar disimpaction. I mean, because they were not erupted, so that's why I was calling it disimpaction. फिर हमने इन दोनों मोलर्स को पहले डिस्टलाइज किया, सिर्फ 2 मोलर्स को, फिर प्री मोलर को किया, एंड अब हम ये कनाइन को नहीं, ये सेकंड प्री मोलर फर्स्ट प्री मोलर को कर रहे हैं. हेलो, हाँ बोल बोल. तो ऑन करना ने,
This is interesting. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
ऑन करना प्राची.
अरे पण आपल्याकडे मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम अशा केसेस मध्ये ब्रेसेसच सिलेक्ट करतात, म्हणजे रादर गोइंग विथ अलायनर.
Yes.
आता याच्यामध्ये ते एक्स्ट्रॅक्शन करतील
हाँ तो कई
आणि
हमણાં પૂરતું છે, ઠીક છે. ઓન करना કેટલી ઓછું થઈ જશે.
हे करतील,
हाँ, बाय बाय मीटिंग.
बुक्स लावून हे
But
करणार.
this, yeah, but you should always like advance.
Yeah, that is true.
क्या क्या,
Let's see.
व्हाट डिड आई मिस इन मराठी?
No,
No.
it was conversation between me and Aisha.
हाँ. So honestly speaking, when this patient came to me, I told her, I'm sorry, your case is way too complex to be attempted using an aligner therapy. And she was 17 years old and she was not very keen to get braces done. But then I told her, there is no other way. It's too complex. Okay? So आज केस आया, 1 या 2 दिन हुए थे, मैंने बैठ के उसका थोड़ा स्टडी किया था. Somehow I went to bed a little early and somehow got up at 2:33 or something, tossed and turned for half an hour, 45 minutes, but could not get sleep. And I was like, okay, नींद तो नहीं आ रही है. And I was like fresh as an owl at that point of time. So I decided that, okay, let me get up and get on to some work. So I opened this case, I looked at it. Then what I did was, I just randomly, searched on YouTube. So basically went back to my university. Coincidentally, I found a video by one of the ace orthodontist in the world called Kenji Ojima, a Japanese orthodontist. He's considered as the god of Invisalign in the world, an absolute authority. And he luckily had a video in English, uski tutti futti English. He had a video where the case was exactly like this,
Exactly the
exactly like
same.
a
Hmm.
2-part video about an hour and a half in total. I saw the video, I made notes, saw the video again, and it just was like a eureka moment for me. Came back to my practice, decided how I will do this case, and then called the patient for consultation that, okay, I am ready to do this case. If you are keen to, be on this journey with me, be committed, wear the aligners from time to time. I will be putting certain, micro implants from time to time. I will be giving you elastics throughout the treatment. If you're ready to do all those things, then let's go ahead and do it with aligners. So
Great.
he was ready. And so, for example, this is what I started with. जो हमने पहले देखा. Now this was my phase 1.
Okay.
Only these molars have moved, and this premolar has moved slightly. So there is a lot of biomechanics which is involved in why this is done like this, which is beyond my scope to actually explain. If you notice, in phase 2, तीनों के लिए है ना एक एक. हाँ, नहीं
Yes,
तो
sir.
तुम लोग लेके जाओ, मेरा गाड़ी इधर ही है, मैं बैठ जाऊं, है ना. बड़ा वाला तुम लेके जाओ, मेरा गाड़ी इधर ही. तो बड़ा एक जन लेके जाओ, ऐसे बोल, समझे. छोटा मेरे लिए रखो, बड़ा लेके जाओ. तुम लोग को चल के जाना है, ठीक है. बड़ा लेके जाओ, मेरी गाड़ी इधर ही, ठीक है. सो दिस वाज माय phase 2. Phase 2, only these two move, and my phase 3 is my molars moving back again. And of course upper में भी बहुत सारी चीजें हो रही है, but right now have a look at the patient's bite. This is how it was. And actually this does not have the current this thing. When I take her, so I have printed her last 2 aligners. If you all want, we will follow up on this case. And this patient's bite is now perfectly edge to edge, almost completely edge to edge.
Yes.
Very soon, if we continue like this, we should be able to jump the bite in. All right, so I hope it was helpful. This was little out of the box, not
Yes.
under our this thing. If you
Yes, not a
any of
routine
you,
case.
are keen, I have shared, as you guys had asked, I have shared the brochure
Yes,
of the aligner course. Think about it. For you, it can be a good entry point, but you need to think through the business model. If you have any doubts regarding that, feel free to get in touch with me कि मैंने ऐसे ऐसे सोचा है, क्या ये मॉडल मेरे लिए वर्क करेगा कि नहीं.
right.
Okay, so think
Yes,
about it.
sir.
If you have any requirement, understanding, give me a call. I will explain to you क्या क्या चीज लगती है उसके लिए और उसको कैसे कैसे कर सकते हैं, है ना.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
चलो,
Absolutely.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for your time and
bye bye,
efforts,
good
sir.
night.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
good night, sir.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
और एक एक चीज पराठा मेरे तरफ से भी खाना, पनीर चीज वाला. हाँ,
Yes, sir.
yes, bye.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir.